Are home prices declining in 2026? Hey, what's up, Richmond? Clayton Gits with The Real RVA. So are home prices actually going to decline in our market in 2026? The answer is it depends. So I'm going to break this down for you today. And you know, the data is actually really interesting. I've got some encouraging news if you live in Central Virginia, some not so encouraging news if you do not live in Central Virginia. But let's break this down. So, you know, if you look at kind of the national averages, and there's a caveat to all of this, because I've been in business here for 21 years in Central Virginia, and what we have seen, especially during the 2008 market collapse, is that things kind of started out in California and they got into trouble. Nevada, right, Las Vegas, they got into trouble out there, and then it slowly made its way over to the East Coast. Now, I'm not saying that's what's happening here, but things have started to decline in California. So California saw a 0.6% price decline in 2025 versus 2024, and it's looking like analysts are suggesting that decline is going to continue into 2026. And look, California went bonkers, and the houses are just completely unaffordable for most people there. So I think there needs to be a little bit of an adjustment, in my opinion. Arizona, out there as well, 0.3%, modest decline, but it's still a decline in most of these markets who saw just crazy appreciation over the past several years. So 0.3% over the same time period, expected to decline more in 2026. Colorado, I have business partners that live and work in Colorado. They have been telling me this for the past over the past year now. 1.2% decline. Texas, 0.1% decline. Florida, 2.3% decline 2025 versus 2024. Vermont, 0.9%. And finally, this is the last one that saw a decline 2025 versus 2024. And this was the largest decline, and that was New Hampshire, believe it or not. So 3.7% decline in home prices in 2025 versus 2024 in New Hampshire. So the good news for home owners in Virginia is that we are expecting a 3.7% increase in home prices in 2026, moving into 2026. So that's good news for if you're a home owner. So price appreciation has cooled off in Central Virginia, but it's still growing. So the expected home price growth in 2026. So the national average is actually expected to be, as you can see here, around 1.6%. The only major housing market analyst that is expecting a decline is the MBA, the Mortgage Bankers Association. They're expecting a 0.3% average decline across the country, as you can see here. But all the other, quote unquote experts or analysts are seeing an increase in home sales or home prices with an average of about 1.6%. So while home prices are not expected to decline overall in 2026, it's hard to argue with the data that is indicating that the market is absolutely it's cooling off. So what does that mean if you're a homeowner? It might be time. If we've been, I'm a homeowner. If we've been chasing these crazy increases in sales or been sitting on our homes because the prices just keep going up, they might be leveling off a bit here in Central Virginia, where our business is located. So it might be, and interest rates are also, looks like they're going to come down to a 4 or 5 year low. We could get into the fives this year. So it might be a good time to think about that move if you've been holding on to that idea for the past couple of years. And if you're thinking about buying a home, again, really good time to buy a home as well. But it looks like overall market is not crashing. It's just cooling off a bit. So look, please hit that subscribe button if you appreciate this content and you want to see more content like this. We appreciate you carving out some time to spend with us today, and we'll see you next time.